Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Oracle of Ragnar-Ra, and I'm going to start with this, our usual Yggdrasil. And this is the Oracle deck, and it will show you exactly what energies are here for you, archetypes even, what archetypes are presenting in this Oracle reading for you. Sweet, wonderful, beautiful people, beings of light. And this is the Nordic Oracle, the runic Oracle if you like. It's the Nordic gods who play a part in the runic energies, powers, forces of the universe. So here they represent themselves in archetypes rather than energies or forces, although these archetypes are forces too. But here the Nordic gods, as we call them, gods and energies and powers are all represented in a human or human-like form. So first out we have Mod God. Okay, now these can be energies which you are presenting, energies that are around you, energies that are leaving. So we're putting one in one position. And yeah, why not? Let's do that in the past as it's on the left. And I wanted it to be on the left there and not central. So this Mod God, it's a pentacle above this skeletal head, and you know, you can't help but think of death there, just because of the skull, which naturally represents death, endings, not necessarily someone dying, but transitions. And then we have Nethos, who is peace and counsel. Okay, so these are the two energies. So I'm going to have a look at each energy, and I'm going to show you, explain to you exactly what that means for energies in your life at this moment. Okay, so we're starting with an energy that is quite heavy here, because you have this Mod God, and Mod God is this guardian of Jarlabru, and Jarlabru is like she's the daughter of Regin, and Mod God is a guardian of a bridge of life and death, like her father, who's called Regin. She guards this crossing. So here we're at a point of crossing now. So this is what is happening within your life. There is this point which you've reached, and it is a particular, well, I'll tell you this story first and then I'll explain more. So she differs from her father in this way, that she doesn't stand for disorder. She's noiseless. Okay, noiseless, which is silence, right? So some kind of silent crossing. Yeah. Where did it go? You know what? She just disappeared, because I just think I must have turned the page here. No. That's weird. Okay. Galbraith. Hold on, guys. I just lost the page for a sec. Yeah, she's part of these underworld energies. I'm sorry, I won't be a minute. Yeah, so here, so she's noiseless, and then I turn the page and flip the whole thing. So, an eerie like the dead that pass over her bridge. When the dead pass her bridge, they don't make a sound, and she lets them through. If the living try to pass into hell, the Jalburu amplifies the sound of their feet and creates a noise to alert. Mode good. So she basically she stops the living from passing her bridge, but her bridge may not just be for the dead, so it could be it's a significant crossing here. It says she tried to stop Hermod, but failed. I don't know who Hermod is in the Nordic teachings, but it's something you could have a look at if you wished, if you're more interested in that. The dead are allowed to cross over are those that have died of old age or sickness in the spread. So she stands for many things here. So we have like things, dreams that didn't work out, plans that didn't come true, failed expectations and all that kind of energy. But most of all, this is like for something that is dead or dying. So there is something in your energy around you, in your life, that is whatever expectations the energy had, or whomever, or it could even speak to a part of something that has to die in your life, transition, and not necessarily a physical death, a transition, a passing over, but it's a crossing. And it also does say, once you cross, and I don't know if I read that to you, but I was looking at this just before, and I read the fact that once you are on this point with Mard Good, once passing through this is something where you cannot turn back. Yeah, so it is like a death, an ending, a crossing over, a transformation of some kind of energy. And once it's started or once it's begun, whatever that is, it's not going to come back. So something is ending, it's not coming back, no matter whatever, whether it's a good energy, a bad energy. If it's a good energy, something you wanted, something you desired, well, maybe it is like necessary transition for you to leave that behind, because you're ready for something bigger or better. And the next card out here is peace and also counsel. So it is bringing you to this point of peace. So whether it's a failed relationship or anything like that, if it hasn't worked out for you, you have to let it go, because you need peace. And there is like, this is peace and counsel. So this is what wants to come into your life. So let's have a look at Nerthos and see exactly what she has to say too. And I'm just going to... And this explains it, because Nerthos, she is a goddess. They call her a giantess, but she's associated with the earth. So all we really need to know and understand is that she is earth goddess, maybe related to Yod, and she's a goddess of absolute peace. So we had silence with Mogud, and we have, or stillness even, and then we have peace here. So she cannot, Nithos cannot stand the presence of any weapons, any conflict in her path. So 2 white cows, so she's associated with cows. Draw her obscurity. Oh no, not obscurity. Draw her chariot. Sorry, I read the wrong page there. Never mind. So as she travels, and all weapons must be completely concealed before her arrival. So this is the new energy that is arriving. So the energy that's leaving is obviously a disruptive energy. So that is leaving, it cannot turn back. And it has to go with silence too, as it crosses into this transition point. So yeah, so note that there's a giant cow called Humla, which nursed Yimma in the abyss also, and was also white. So Nethos was worshipped and had a cult following among the Germanic tribes. She's a goddess to call upon during conflict and does not stand in judgment, but has a way of allowing conflict to solve itself or dissolve it merely with her presence. So, yeah. Okay, so it's just talking conflict can be left alone to dissolve and doesn't need any to be scrutinized or solved with effort. So just by walking away from something, you can avoid conflict too, obviously. So the presence of Matthias in the spread acts as a dissolver. So she's dissolving whatever it is that's transitioning and dying. So she is probably the energy here. Her energy, yes, definitely this energy is what is dissolving some conflict, something that needs to go in order for this peace to come into your life. And it's just saying that these are energies portraying in the sacred feminine, and you know, as we know, they're then really not male or female as we know them. Okay, so these are the two energies that we have here, which is really good. It is really good. So the reading is good. So we have conflict leaving, we have Nethos coming in, and she is dissolving that conflict and bringing this peace in. She's good counsel, and you can call upon her and she will help with dissolving conflict or anything sticky hanging on. So it may be something you can do if you're into your Nordic gods and you want to call on Nethos and light a candle and just speak to her directly, and her energy will dissolve, will allow these energies to leave your life and help you if you're trying to move anything stubborn, anything, any obstacles really. It doesn't have to be people, it can just be things that are in your way. Okay, so let's have a look more into this next deck, and we're going to use the Animal Oracle to see what else we want to say. So straight away, threw it right out here, you have one of these sacred symbols of the golden egg, and these, and I was going to say these symbols differ from the animal oracles, usual animal spirit. So these are the unusual archetypes. So let's see. They're more than unusual. They're like the spiritual, the magical, the profound. So let's have a look what else. We'll get a couple. Anything else? Okay, one wants to come into my hand now. So it's just fallen onto my palm. A starfish is here as well. Beautiful. So let's have a look at those two and see what these oracles have to say to you. Okay, sorry about the camera. Okay, so this oracle is repeating very similarly to this transition period and ending, where this golden egg lives in a precious sound. Deep within the sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard or the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. So this is a magical essence of a golden egg. Needs warmth, quiet and time to unfold. So we're talking about a beginning here, and we're also talking about a kind of period of gestation. As when we think of eggs, we think of this gestation. But this is more in the, because this is a golden egg, there is an actual cut off from the everyday energies in this book to, what are they called? I'm just going to have a look at what the heading is. Yeah, this is spirit energies. So it's just spirit energies. So it tells you here you mustn't be rushing, pushing or grasping at this point. You just got to let what energies are here to unfold. It's like a time period, a gestative period for you. So it's also talking about meditation. Meditation will be very important. And even if you know yoga, doing yoga or practicing yoga, so take time for introspection if you don't meditate or contemplate. Just settle the mind, breath. You need to be calm. You just have to let this unfold. Yeah. So you can't rush it. It's a period of something which you cannot rush. So this is like an advanced practice, this golden egg. So this would speak more truly to somebody that is already going through a special kind of practice, some kind of meditation, some kind of related work, spiritually related work already. And this is bringing something new in for you. Yeah, becoming intimate and comfortable with your essence, with your own vulnerability. And having gratitude, which is very important, because gratitude isn't just about being grateful for what we have, and even the small pleasures in life, like looking out the window in the pours of rain and thinking, God, at least I have a warm roof over my head, and I don't have to be out in that storm or, that weather. So that's one way of gratitude. But being gratitude just for those small things opens the heart center. So that is why gratitude is important, and having daily gratitude is important too. So maybe that's something you're already doing. So this is it. This is the golden egg. And when it talks about the gratitude which arises deep within you, and it requires the intimacy and essence of being comfortable with yourself and allowing that gratitude to swell, like seeing an old friend that's been away for a long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. So there's a message here. And the golden egg also relates to the fourth chakra, which, as I said, gratitude opens the heart. This is related to the heart center, and it's called Anahata, and it's the home of self or the soul. So by bringing the mind into the center, into this center, the heart, we discover the portal, which is intimate and a luminous space. Yeah, so your inner self is where that your inner self is, waiting for you. Yeah, so this is the energy that's coming in, and this is for somebody who needs to hear this now, that is actually on this spiritual journey and reaching this point now where these exercises and practices are going to be really useful. Or maybe you're discovering and finding out and going within anyway, and you want to sort of you can feel this new growth. So let's have a look at the starfish as well and see what that has to say. Another interesting. So this starfish energy is again talking about the alluring, the beautiful energies of this starfish, mesmerizing energies, and it's someone, and you have this starfish energy, and it's like being mesmerized by some divinity itself. So there's a spell of divinity or the divine within this starfish and within you. So what the card guards against is you may have been reliant on how you look or what other people think of you, but you need to, like, this is again asking you to go deeper than that, to go deeper than, don't be swayed here. So they're asking you, go deeper, don't be swayed, and don't put your dreams aside here for what other people think. And the energies are of like the artistic and the expressive, and when you're in balance, you know, it's uplifting. So don't be dragged down by gossipers, by people who are empty, okay? So, and if you are getting that, you need to bring that into balance with positivity around you, positive friends, positive things around you, positive experiences, things that you can, you know, relate to. So these are the energies that are coming out here and the advice that's been given in these oracle readings. And now let's have a look, see what other oracles we can get for you. So we've already had this spirit animal out, and I'm going to look at the citadel really and see what we have here. Let's get some more oracle cards. And if you notice, and you can see, they're all very different oracles that have come out so far. We have these animal spirit oracles, we have these Nordic oracle coming out, and now I'm going to use this citadel oracle energy. And so far they're all pointing to a calling here. They're all pointing to some kind of divine path that you are on, and the necessity for you to go deeper in yourself, necessity for you to just remain peaceful. And there are energies here present, or you can call energies, often of fires, this goddess, this Nordic goddess, to help you remove energies that are not equating, relating, not part of your energy field, to help bring you into this, to uplift you really with this starfish energy. This is important at the moment, that you remain uplifted, because you're going through this transition, and it is like a gestative period is what we're hearing. So we have some more energy on this, please. Could you show me more about this, and any more direction, any more pointers? Oh, well, very clearly here we have the witch. Okay, that's very definite energy there. We have a witch. Okay, and another one, please. Could you show me? And here are more energies. Yeah, we have the priest with perseverance and faith. So what was the witch? Was that? That was experimentation or rebellion. And we have this priest. And we have this the adventurer, which is wonderful. So I'm putting that there too, because it all came out in a 3. I was just going to bring 2 out, but there's 3 here, and they all came out together. So they need to be read. So let's have a look at that. I've no room to put all these cards. Now they're all out. Okay. So let's have a look at these energies too. So the Witch card, the first card here, it comes under the heading of your internal thoughts, or internal thoughts and also identity. So this witch card says, a scent of new fruit hangs in the air, bright and refreshing. The pestle grinds in its bowl. The sound of stone on stone, a soothing repetition. Just as first plants of spring burst forth from the cracks between the paving stones, so too does the witch push their boundaries and search of new magics. Knowledge exists only to be expanded upon, reshaped and reformed into a new and exciting purpose. So something's being reshaped, reformed here for a new purpose. The world is full of old wisdom, but some advice is too outdated for the modern lives we live in now. Yeah, so something's being shaped, some energies are being shaped and reformed. And the reason for it is to do with outdated things, outdated wisdom, outdated advice in modern lives that we live now. So something outdated has to go here. So because traditions are guides, they're a set of guides, not a strict rule book. And I think if anything, the generations here now, like your generation and generations previous now, I'm not in my 20s or my 30s, I'm in an older generation, and the older generation for us was recognizing that traditions and things like church and other things like that were guides. They were guides of how to live correctly. And I'm not forgetting religion and faith and all that kind of thing, but many things built around those traditions were guides and values. And so this is talking about things that are outdated. And they're not strict rules, so they can be changed. And this is about change. And again, we have this change, this transformation, this new bringing to life of something divine here. Speaking of the divine purpose, a divine purpose may be in your life, but this is what's being spoken of. So if you find you're being held back by a situation or a way you should approach something, you're to break free from that kind of headspace, that kind of way of thinking. It could be going back to identity. It could be going back to how you think people will feel about you if you were to turn up looking differently and, you know, or presenting yourself in a different way. But you're here to kind of break those rules anyway. And I'm not talking about senseless disregard for and respect for things and values. I'm talking about something here that you will bring into the world, I'm feeling, but it's a different approach to understanding, like where traditions are forged, and, you know, maybe their root of that could be important for you. So you need to surround yourself again by not people who are limited, not negative Nancy's. You want to like surround yourself with people who think outside the box and embrace your own new ways of doing things, your own calling of doing things. And we have a priest here, and we're going to go with this. And again, you can look at these cards however what feels right for you. You don't have to think of Christianity, or you just have to think about what it represents. So I'm not saying deny or push away. I'm just talking about you being your authentic self is the best way to put it. And we're going to look at this priest card right now. But again, with this priest, we're seeing a familiar pattern here. And if you listen to the beginning of how this card speaks, you will understand what I mean. So silence fills the temple, warm and welcoming in its perfect hush. The priest turns their face to the sunlight, waiting for the gathering of the faithful. No matter what challenges are in the priest's life outside of these walls, there is hope to be found in every challenge situation. They just need the courage to persevere and a will, that hope, a will that hope into existence. So you're being asked here to persevere with whatever the challenge is now, whatever everyday challenges you are persisting or here around you in your life right now, that these challenges brings you, you need your own courage and you need to persevere here, because what it says is this difficult challenge has come and gone, and in its place is the promise of a new dawn. Within you is everything that you need to bring about your happiness. You're a resilient. You are resilient, and every tragedy even brings an important lesson. You need to have faith and you'll be rewarded. So you've been asked to have faith here. So you can see this challenge, as I said before at the beginning of the reading, you can see it repeated again, but also giving you further advice here of the courage that you're going to need, and to hope, and because it is moving, as the card says, it is come and gone, so it's already gone, but it's almost like when I'm hearing it's already gone, even though the challenge may persist in some way, I'm hearing that you've already won this battle, it's already over. All you need to do is just have your courage, your hope, and persevere with whatever energy, whatever resilient, no, not resilient, whatever residue energy is sort of left behind, which could be a bit, but it's difficult, it could be difficult. But it's not resilient, it's just like a residue energy that is being left behind. And you just need to push through this that I'm feeling here, like this last, just persevere this for a short time, because adventure is here and the new beginning is ready. So let's just have a look at this new beginning, because we want to really know what it is, and we want to know what's being held there for you. Oh, and I said that as I'm looking at this eye and what looks like the world being held up. So that's so beautiful in this copper gold here. Okay, so we're here at this adventurer, and it tells again its little story, this citadel story, which continues through the theme of each of these cards. So at the gates of the citadel, a small group has gathered with horses, carts, bags laden with supplies. It is clear that they intended to be gone for a long time, but one figure gazes back at the citadel as though they feel fear they will never see it again. They must step out of their safe zone, become a part of something larger. But are they ready? The adventurer never wanted more than their small life, and the fear of failure is crippling. Well, before we go any further, it reminds me of like any great story, when the person that's been asked to take on a big challenge is never really ready for the big challenge, because it's something they never expect in your life. And I think for most of us, we only ever expect we have our own dreams and we have our own idea of how that's going to work out. But here it's saying somehow you've ended up in a position in which the weight of an expectation is heavier than you wanted. Unwanted responsibility is a heavy burden, and there are plenty of people waiting for you to fail. But there are just as many waiting for you to catch and help you. Yeah, there is just as many people waiting for you to fail, but there are just as many waiting to catch and help you. Don't try to face it alone. Ask for help. Break the task down into smaller parts and take it a day by day or even hour by hour. If you need to, there's no greater achievement than proving your naysayers wrong. Okay, so this challenge has had many heavy, it's been a heavy burden, a heavy responsibility. It has been more than you wanted to take on, which is definitely here in the cards. And I'm just going to push this down so you can see all those cards, those beautiful cards for yourself. And so these cards are talking about that challenge. And yeah, it was more than you anticipated and more than you expected. You never expected your dreams, basically, to get so big. You never thought that that was going to be part of your path. You'd already mapped out how your future was going to go, and then all of a sudden, all this problems came along and all these responsibilities, and you realized you were taking on something you had never foreseen. And so what this card is really saying is you are supported, you are protected, you are guarded. And see, someone's holding that world up for you. And although there are those naysayers again that want you to fail in this, your path, your journey, your spiritual, your own personal spiritual adventure, there are, I think, more people that want you to win and want you to make a big success of this. So the real point that they want to get to, your guides and everyone else, is that you are protected, you are supported, and to call on them for help. As with Nephias, when the energy gets too difficult, when the responsibility becomes too hard, you can either call on Nephias, this Nordic goddess, who brings in peace and cannot stand conflict. So whenever you call her presence in, she will help you to lift this conflict, remove this energy, which is already moving, as we've seen before. But the difficulty of it day by day can bring you down. But this is a part of your path. It is your spiritual adventure. You are destined for something big, for something great, and this is part of the journey. So yeah, it is a great reading. It's a beautiful reading. It's a particular reading here for some of you that are very much aligned with this energy. So to expect great rewards, to expect the unexpected here. There's a volcano here. So something erupting, maybe even within yourself, some kind of like power, energy, like something you never really knew you had within you is coming forward, is coming to the front here. And you will have the energy and the resilience. But you can call, as it said, you can call on those to help you, your guardians, your ancestors. We have June out here, the first in the tea leaf cards. So June may be a significance in this reading for you. Yeah, the adventurer as well is reminding me of like going on adventures. It is, and knowing your expectations and your responsibility. You know what you've taken on is a responsibility, and you already know the perimeters of this, the parameters of this, and you know that there are expectations as well, that you already know what they are, and so you're being guided here. You know, don't allow your don't just carry on along rambling aimlessly. The wheel is saying, just continue and be strong. There's a tower moment, solid foundation, success with effort. So yeah, part of this is success, but only with effort, yeah? So as they said, take this day by day. It is definitely a blessing. As you know, it's been talking of divinity. It's talking about, very explicitly here with the witch, about changing up beliefs, ideas, traditions, all those kind of things is going to be handed to you as a kind of caretaker, keeper of something that is you're bringing forward into this life. And you've got a powerful friend out here who is protecting you with this dog, representing some powerful friend. And I'm going to take some more of these cards just to, on the other pile, because there's two piles of these, because there's a lot of cards, a lot of tea leaf cards. So let's see some more energies coming out for you. Oh, we have angel here, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. You see, you're so protected. They're just flanking you on both sides here. We're talking of success, we're talking of protection. So on the left side, we're talking of protection. We're talking of success on this side. And again, angelic protection, friends protecting you. And we have something also coming out in April. And if April means anything to you. So they're talking about that too. And any more in the, okay, thank you. Family matters, yeah, family. So something about family here. They want to remind you there's something specific of family. So I think we've more or less finished this reading now, and I think you guess the overall energy here. It's very positive, it's very encouraging, and we just finish up, and whatever this is for, let's just see what comes out. Someone's being repressed and they regret what they've done. I think this goes with the mod good energy and self-worth. Yeah, so two very different energies. We get this regret on one, and we get this expectation of, and your self-worth. So to trust your self-worth and the expectations, expect great things. And this is the oracle reading for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's really helped with whatever you're struggling with, have been struggling with, and that the support is here for you. So please do call on your ancestors, call on those you love that maybe have passed, call on your guidance, call in the angels. Whatever you need, don't hold back. This is a hard and difficult, has been difficult, burdensome, and you've had to be very strong. So they are going to pull all the stops on helping you here. So don't hold back. If you need help, then ask for it, okay? And from what I'm seeing, this new beginning is coming in fast. So I wish you all the best, and all the best in what you do, and the greatest love and prosperity and success and happiness. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please leave a comment. You know, if there's anything specific you'd like to say, let me know. You know, anything you've seen or anything it correlates to, be lovely to hear, just for confirmation for me, and it'll help my channel too. And I love you, and the universe loves you. You know your gods, your guides, they love you, and they're here, and they support you all the way. So take care, and bye now, bye for now.